Want to profit on a regular basis? Then keep watching. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make money selling covered calls. And in doing so, I'll be showing you how to profit on a regular basis. The only thing that I ask in return is that you smash the like button. And if for some reason you're new here and haven't already, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so that you don't miss any future content or giveaways. And if you haven't already and are interested in getting 3 free stocks with a minimum value of $17 all the way up to $6,300 when you deposit any amount, I mean, it could even be a penny on Webull. Be sure to check out the Webull referral link down below in the description. And when you sign up, not only do you get 3 free stocks, but I also get a free stock as well. So for those of you that sign up using my link, thank you. And one last thing before we get into the video, I'm just gonna take my Instagram and leave it right here. Do with it as you will. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Today's video is brought to you by Tiblio, a complete crypto stock trading system with pro-level tools, real-time market data and news, as well as the fastest scanners in the market. Tiblio provides traders with the leading tools and fastest data in the market so that you and I can find the best opportunities to maximize profit and build wealth. Today, when you sign up for Tiblio Pro, you'll also get access to my Discord as well as the Tiblio Active Trader Discord for free. Tiblio Pro is only $34.95 each month, or get 2 months free by paying for the whole year upfront at an annual price of $349.50. Not sure if it's worth it? Sign up using my referral link down below in the description and get 7 days for only $1 with all the trades, the trading journal, the screeners, not to mention the Discord and everything else that Tiblio has to offer. I can pretty much guarantee you'll love it. Now back to the video. Now in this video, we're gonna go over what is a covered call, why would you want to use it, when should you use it, and on top of all that, be sure to watch the end to see when I actually show you how to set up a covered call. And of course, that brings us to the question, what is a covered call? Well, put simply, a covered call is selling someone the right to buy 100 shares of a certain stock at a certain price within a certain time frame. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually going to sell them 100 shares of the stock though. With the covered call, you're selling them the right to buy 100 shares of that certain stock at a certain price. But whenever it comes time for that contract to expire, if it doesn't make sense for them to buy that 100 shares at that certain price, then you get to keep the money that they paid for that contract all for free. And the only limit to this strategy is going to be the amount of shares that you own. You can only sell 1 contract for every 100 shares that you own. So if you own 200 shares, you can sell 2 contracts. If you own 98 shares, you are 2 shares short of consistent passive income. And I understand not everyone just has 100 shares of a stock just lying around. That's why I actually linked the video above right here that I actually made in the past that actually shows you how to get paid to buy shares. And in my personal opinion, the strategy that I discussed in that video, along with the strategy that I am discussing in this video, they're going to be 2 of the most powerful tools available when it comes to building serious wealth in the stock market. And now that you know what's required to sell a covered call, which again is just 100 shares of the stock, let's talk about why you would want to sell a covered call. Money. Aside from the money, why use this strategy? Well, not only do you get money from this strategy, it's also passive, making it personally one of my favorite strategies. You just have to set it up once a week, month, or whatever time frame you like, and then collect whenever it's expired. And actually, this is something that I'm personally working on. If you get enough shares to sell a covered call on, you can actually become a full-time trader that actually only works once a week, month, or again, whatever time frame you choose. And actually, if you take the time and scale this strategy, there is no reason you can't do multiple figures with this strategy. And now that we've kind of talked about why you would want to do this, let's talk about when you would want to do this. So like I said, you can actually do this every week if you want. Could do it every month, whatever time frame you like. But there are going to be certain conditions that are going to bring you a lot more profit than just a regular week would. And this is going to be any time that the IV on the stock that you're trading increases. And for those of you that don't know what IV is, IV stands for implied volatility, and this usually increases with like earnings, good news, bad news, anything that's kind of brings people's attention to the stock and makes them want to trade it, that's going to increase the IV. Another crucial factor that you're going to want to consider whenever you're selling a covered call is going to be the price that you actually bought the shares for. You don't want to sell any contracts that are going to cause you to lose money. So this is one thing that's going to definitely need to be considered whenever you're selling contracts. And as long as you do that, there is no possible way that you can lose on this strategy. And we're starting to get to the point where it's going to be easier to show you how to do this than to tell you. So let's actually hop over in the Webull and take a look at how to set this up. All right, so here we are in Webull. I wanted to show you in Webull just because a little bit more of a common platform. It's a little bit more of a daily driver, a little bit easier to explain things on. Let's actually take a look at Facebook. Let's pretend I have 100 shares of Facebook. So what we're going to do to sell a covered call is we're going to click on options. Down here in the bottom right corner, it says puts right now. I'm actually going to want to make sure I'm on calls. All right, puts is a whole nother video. The one I actually showed you earlier that was in the link. If you want to know how to sell puts, check out that video. It's actually a great way to get paid to buy shares. So as I was saying, we're here on calls, and it's currently a Monday as I'm doing this. It's after hours, so you know the stock price isn't going to move. But say I have 100 shares of Facebook. Let's say I bought them for $200. So as long as I sell a call, if I sell a call anywhere $200 and above, I am going to make profit off that because of the fact that my cost for Facebook is $100. I want that to be the first thing you ask yourself whenever you're selling a call. How much did I get these shares for? Because that's going to be important when it comes to, hey, how much am I willing to sell these from? What's going to be the lowest price that I can go to and not lose any money? So again, the lowest strike price I could go to is right here at the top where it says 200. And if I wanted to do that, I could. But say, let's actually say I bought it at 300. Let's get a little bit closer to the money. It's not quite as much money. So if I wanted to sell a call on Facebook, of course, first thing you need is to own 100 shares. But I have the 100 shares and I paid $300. So if I wanted to get the most money on this contract, I could sell a call for $300, and we'll actually click on that. But one thing to know is actually if we go back, Facebook is currently trading at $308. If it stays at this price and it's above $300 when it expires, the person who bought the contract from me is probably going to end up exercising the contract, and they are going to buy the 100 shares from me for $300. Now, I want you to know that if you do that, you shouldn't lose any money, because when you think about it, the contract for $300 is selling for, it says $12.70. For those of you that are new to options, you always have to multiply by 100, because that is the price per share. $12.70 times 100, that's going to be $1,270. And if you take $1,270 and add that to 300, that's actually going to give you more than enough to, if Facebook stays exactly where it is right now, that's going to give you more than enough to go back in and buy more shares of Facebook and still have a little bit of money left over. But what I personally like to do is sell at a price that I know is going to make me money, but I don't actually want to sell my shares. Like, you can, like, it's still going to be profitable as long as the stock doesn't completely run up. But I personally don't want to sell my shares because there is going to be the responsibility of taxes. But if you do, you can always, again, that video I showed you, you can always get paid to buy them back. And that kind of helps cut down on the taxes a bit, but it's a little bit easier on taxes if you don't end up selling the shares. So being a little bit more realistic, my average cost is $300. If I were doing this, I would probably sell a call for $310. So this is how the options contract comes up. Right now you'll see I'm on the buy side instead of the sell side. So what I would want to do is hit sell. And then basically right here, you would look at the order type limit. Basically what a limit order is saying, that the minimum price you will get paid for this is the price that you put in, but it can also pay you more than that as well. If you do market order, a market order will get you filled as fast as possible, and it's not normally going to be as good as a limit order. Sometimes it'll be less than you want to do it for. So I personally do limit orders, and then you just kind of pick what price you want to sell it for. So you'll see right here in the middle of the screen where it says BATO, where there's the green and red line, where it says BATO 24 and then BLTO 5. The bid is going to be on the green. That's the highest price anyone's willing to pay for it. And the lowest ask is going to be on the right side in the red, which is the lowest price anyone's willing to sell it for. So typically somewhere in between there is a good place to sell it. So I would personally probably look about, you know, $6.55 if I were trying to sell it right away. If I was like, oh, this stock is going to move higher, I would raise it up. But then basically you pretty much hit sell. I'm not going to hit sell just because I don't have 100 shares of Facebook. But that's basically how you would set it up. And now that I've showed you how to set it up on Facebook, we'll actually hop into Thinkorswim where I actually own 100 shares of some different stocks and we'll sell a call. All right, so we just took a look at how to sell a covered call. Now let's hop into my Thinkorswim and take a look and actually sell a covered call. All right, so here we are in my Thinkorswim. And the reason we're using this account is because this is the only account I have more than 100 shares of a stock in. So what we're going to sell a covered call on today is going to be Lucid. So right here you see the stock right in the middle. Lucid is trading at $38.09. I'm currently up $708 on the stock overall since I bought it. But one thing that it doesn't include is actually all the money that I've made selling covered calls on it since I bought the stock. The average cost for the stock for me is $31.01. And after all the covered calls I've sold on it, my real average cost is about $11 on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell an in the money covered call just because the market is doing some crazy stuff right now and I can take advantage of that. Now what I'm doing here, I do want to profit off it. Probably going to end up buying it back in the future. So again, this video is geared more towards beginners. I'm doing this to show you how to actually buy the call, but when it comes to what strike I'm buying relative, I don't typically recommend buying in the money. I do want to point out that no matter what happens with this, even if I do have to sell it and Lucid goes up, I'm still making profit regardless, just because the average price I bought this at is $31.01. And honestly, that's probably going to be the strike I sell at today. Now that all that's been said, let's click on Lucid. So I think I have to go through my watch list, click on Lucid. And then you'll notice there's chart, news, and I'm going to click on options. So right here, this part, I'm picking an expiration. I don't want to do this week because today is Friday. If I sold a $32 call, I could get $650 in premium. I'm just curious what the next week out looks like. $32 call, $795 in premium. So personally, I'm going to sell a covered call at the $32 strike just because I can't lose money on it. If I do end up selling it, that's a minimum $100 profit on the stock right there. Plus the price that I'm going to sell this for is going to be, it looks like, an additional $750. So that's a minimum $850 profit right there. So not really too much to lose on this, but I'm going to make sure I'm on sell. I'm going to make sure I have one because I can only do one contract. And I'm going to put the price up all the way to the mid price. That would net me about $675. And yeah, I'm going to sell this call. So I'm going to hit review. I'm going to hit send. And then if we look over here at filled, you will see that it shows that the order was filled at $675. So now looking at my positions, you'll notice that I sold a Lucid call for $675. At the moment, it is showing that I'm down $37 on it because it's currently valued at $712 and I sold it for $675. So currently down on it, but one beautiful thing about covered calls, the closer it gets to expiration, the more profit you'll realize. So now I'm just gonna sit and chill in this position and we'll let time do its thing. If the stock comes down a lot really fast, I can buy this back for a lower price, which is actually what I plan on doing, and lock in some profits like that. Or if Lucid just happened to expire below $32, I get to keep all of the money and I still get to hold on to the shares. In this video, you learned what a covered call is, why you would want to sell one, when to sell one, and how to sell one. And I even guided you towards a video that'll show you how to get paid to buy shares. If you learned anything or enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, hey, feel free to leave them down below. And if for some reason you made it this far and haven't already, please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any future content or giveaways. And don't forget about your free stocks down below in the description, along with your $1 7-day trial to Tiplio Pro. And last but certainly not least, thank you so much for watching, and peace.